by Philip Whiteside. News reporter A witness has described the moments just before a car which slipped off a ramp into the sea went underwater, killing 5 people. The only survivor of the tragedy in Buncrana, Donegal, was a baby girl who was handed over to a rescuer by her father before he was sucked underwater with the vehicle. David Walsh told an inquest into the March 2016 deaths that he swam out to the Audi Q7 after it slid down a slipway into the harbour of coastal Lough Swilly. He told the coroner that as he arrived, the car's driver, Sean McGrady, smashed a window and passed him 4-month-old Riona Haken. Image Irish Independent picture of the scene at Buncrana. Mr. Walsh said Mr. McGrady managed to scramble onto the ledge of the driver's side window before water started to rush in. It was like a wave rushing in, it gushed in, he told coroner Dennis McCauley, in Buncrana. I saw a young boy inside the car trying to clamber out past the driver. I reached in and grabbed the wee boy. I tried to pull the wee boy out, but he seemed to get stuck on something. Image the scene where a car entered the water at Buncrana Pier when the driver sat on the window ledge. I remember the car tilted in the water then started to gush into the car. Just as I was trying to pull the wee boy out of the car, the water rushed in and I had to let go. The former footballer added the father climbed back into the car, looked back at me and said, "Save my baby." The water gushed in and the car went under the water. Mr. McGrady, along with his sons Evan, 8, and Mark, 12, the boy's grandmother, Ruth Daniels, 57, and her 14-year-old daughter, Jolie Daniels. Image a map showing the location of Buncrana. All were from Londonderry. Mr. Walsh, who won a medal for his bravery, said I had to let go because I was struggling as hard as I could to avoid getting sucked into the water. He said he could only manage to make it back to the slipway and hand the baby to his girlfriend before collapsing with exhaustion. He had to be helped from the slipway because, he said, I could hardly breathe, I was so tired. Witnesses estimated it took 12 minutes from the point at which they realized the SUV was in the water to when the emergency services arrived, by which time the family was missing. Irish Police Sergeant Mark Traynor said Gardaí and the RNLI were on the scene within 4 or 5 minutes of the call it received, but by that stage there was no sign of the car. Image Francis Crawford described how the car sank. Witness Francis Crawford told the inquest Mr. McGrady called out to him to contact the emergency services as he realized they were in trouble. He said the car disappeared just as he heard sirens of approaching vehicles. He said the car was floating, bobbing in the water, 10 to 15 yards from the slipway, and slowly floating, bobbing off to the right of the slipway. I could still hear people and the child screaming from the car. All the time the car must have been taking on water. I was hoping that the emergency services would arrive and the car would not go down. I could hear sirens, the nose of the car dipped, and the car sank to the bottom. An earlier witness told the coroner the slipway was covered with green algae. It was treacherous to walk on, slippery as ice, the witness said.